Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. So I hope everybody's having a great morning. Hope you're all doing well. It's been a minute since I've been on. Lots going on here. So lots of stuff popping off since I was on last. Let me get a sip of my coffee. It's 6:10 a.m. It's just starting to get light. We've lost so much daylight. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. The healing intentions are set for you folks as per the usual. So if you so choose and you want them, go ahead, stand in your power, decree that for your highest and greatest good, only and always. Just take a minute and breathe and let that integrate the body for as long as you want to. Please don't follow any links or emails in the comment section of the channel soliciting you for anything. Those would be scammers. Don't do it. And I think that covers things. So I've been working, somebody else on here is working, getting ready to redo their glider as well. I have been working on the glider. I've got it nearly done. So the chair itself needs one more coat of urethane, and the cushions, I've got one side of the cushions stained twice and sanded, and the second side has got one coat stained, and now it needs to be sanded and second coated and sanded, and then it will be waxed. It's a pain in the ass. Just so you know, when you get ready to do yours, it's really not that bad, except for the base. That base that allows the chair to glide. And it's really more just time consuming than it is a pain, but I like to be able to bowl through things. So, because of the nature of how it's built, you have to do one side and then do the other side, and it's just a pain. But good luck when you start yours, and when you do, please leave comments in my channel letting me know how that's going for you. But I'll show it all to you guys when I've got it finished. It's getting there. Like I said, I just have to put one more coat of urethane on all the wood, the chair, and finish up those cushions. And eventually I want to get some new cushions because mine are pretty beaten up. The chair is really old. And I had kitties for a long time. I had Buster, Simon, and Angel. And they loved sitting in that chair, and kitties can be naughty with their claws. And so my cushions are pretty beaten up, but I'm just freshening them up, staining them for now until I find some that fit and that, are decent. So it'll get me through until I find some new cushions, but they're pretty beaten up. But if your cushions are good, if they're still in good shape, reupholstering them or staining them would probably work just fine for you. It's just that my cushions have been through it. The chair's really old. I've had it well over 20 years. Well over 20 years myself. It was my mom's before it was mine, and she got it secondhand. So it's old, but it was in really good shape when she gave it to me, and it still would be if it weren't for, naughty little kitties that like to need everything. But it is what it is. So yeah, when you do yours, I can't wait to hear from you about it. Because, and I mean, if you redo furniture, you know that all those little rungs are a pain, and just the way that glider base, on mine anyway, is put together, it's just a bit of a pain. But I took it all apart, obviously, so that you can reach in and get it all done. So, nearly done, you guys. Nearly done. All right, well, stuff's popping off, huh? It's been a minute since I've been on. Let's see. I'm still pretty much unplugged, but some stuff you can't help but hear about. So, Trump took out a boat. Drug cartel yesterday. So it's on. I guess it's on. We're raging hot right now. So it's the fall. And things are heating up. So we have that going on. Then we have what I believe is a psyop. A reverse psyop with the shooting with the transgender shooter at the Catholic school during prayer session. Catholic church. Something to that degree. It seems to be a psyop to me. So, yeah, there's just a lot going on. So because there's a lot going on, let's just get a universal message from the universe. What does the universe want to talk to us about? What does the universe, what do our highest selves, our creator, that which loves all in creation, that created all in creation, and our spiritual team, those that are here guiding us, enlightening us, healing us, and helping us along on this journey, on this path that we call life here, that have our highest and greatest good for intentions only and always. What wants to be said to us? What can we benefit from hearing right now in the times that we're in? As the energy stands today, what would the universe most like to say to us? With a 7-card spread, so that we can get a pathway, a subject, a story, and kind of see what they want to talk to us about. Let's just see. Okay? So please and thank you, a universal message, something that would benefit us all to hear, whatever you think we most need to hear as the energy stands in this moment. Please and thank you with a 7-card spread. One more shuffle. 2 more shuffles, because that one was crappy. That was a crappy shuffle. All right. We'll cut them 3 times, pull from the middle, and lay that 7-card spread. New beginnings there. That's the Pentacles ending away. Interesting. Chaos is leading the way, which brings enlightenment. Ooh. Let me arrange them so you can see. Wow. All right, well, let's start with that pathway because that's kind of a big deal. So the energy that's moving our pathway, the biggest amount of energy that's creating our pathway is chaos. It's 5. It's great change. It's chaos. It's fighting. And so that's driving this pathway. Okay. So it's looking as if the fighting, the chaos, the great change may create a situation, you guys, where we have to go through a state of limbo, a stilling, but it will be very enlightening, and it's part of the work that we'll have to go in to create some balance. And the reason why things would be stilled is because of death coming in, rearing its ugly head. showing all of the ugly so that things can be cleaned out and birthed again. So it's almost looking, our pathway is almost looking like there could be some, as far as this hanged man, which will bring enlightenment, but it creates work because of this 4. So let me explain why I see this so that you guys understand. So with this hanged man, there's a lot to it, okay? For me, because I read by what I see and what it feels like to me, not traditionally, as I've explained. But in case there's anyone new listening. So for me, that hanged man, he's being stilled to create enlightenment. His head's all lit up, right? So he's going through a period of enlightenment. His legs are in the shape of a 4. It's a yoga position, but for me, a 4 means working, doing the work, doing the physical activity that helps to create a form of balance. Okay? Now, you've got to remember that with this 5, for me, 5 is great change through chaos. And we have this 5 of rods here. The rods, for me, that is your absolute physical journey. So that's your day-to-day stuff. And you've got all these people fighting, warring. They're fighting. So these are ordinary people. This isn't a military situation. It's not anything like that. It's ordinary people. And they're out there literally like hammering each other with these rods. So that's literal fighting. And that's what's driving our pathway. So what I'm seeing here is that that's the biggest energy. So there could be some fighting on the streets, okay? Civilian fighting. So think of it in terms of things like riots or sleeper cells or things like that, okay? So if that's the energy that's driving us, and then you have to do some work to create balance because of this fighting, and you need to go through a stilling, because the hangman is sitting very still. He's literally hanging upside down. So things could become a little upside down and sideways, right? And there's going to have to be some work that goes into calming these energies down. And he's sitting still. He's being stilled to be enlightened. So if there's energies where there's civilians or fighting on the streets happening, and work has to be done to create balance there to stop this from happening, which will create a sense of enlightenment for some people. And there's a stilling going on. That could be sheltering in place. That could be temporary lockdowns. That could be some sort of restriction in some areas, wherever you're going to see like a lot of this, you guys, wherever you're going to see like a lot of chaos. And why will it have to be stilled? Don't get upset if it happens in a city near you or near your home, because at the top of the hanged man, don't forget that's 12. 1 + 2 = 3. 3 is joy. Okay. So it would actually be a joyful thing if things did get stilled, so that work to do some balance came in because of this like fighting situation. All right, you guys. Above that, it's like you got to still it because the ugliness has risen up from this fighting here in the physical. And yes, quite literally, some death could take place because of this fighting here. And so this is why the stilling would be so important, because above that, there could be dangers of people really being hurt while the ugliness kind of rises up. Death comes in and he shows the ugliness so that people understand they need to create some form of change. All right. And don't forget that death is 13, 1 plus 3 equals 4, we come right back to there has to be some physical work done to create a semblance of balance, okay? Because things have gotten so ugly. That's the pathway, you guys. So that's the pathway. So there might be some areas that are going to have to be stilled, because there could be some chaos that's driving particular areas, is what I'm seeing here with this pathway. All right, you guys. So what are we seeing here? We go from this chaos again, because this is a very important card. It's the biggest amount of energy that's driving us right now. All right. So we take from this chaos and this fighting, and we go up here to the Ace of Pentacles. And then we look over here, diagonally up, and that's the ending of a particular way things have been done here on the earth plane. This is a good ending, you guys don't forget, because this feels good for everybody. So this pentacle, the pentacles represent our earthly pleasures. That's your food. That's your water. That's your money. That's your bank account. That's your truck. That's your family. That's your job. That's all the things on the earth plane that keep you safe and comfortable, as well as anything that might be indulgent to you. Earthly pleasures, right? So your gems or whatever. Anything that you consider of value here on the earth plane. And so this fighting is all about these pentacles. You go up on both sides. So that's the major piece of this. And I think what they're getting at is when we're ending a way of doing things and we're starting something new with this money, and it's creating a situation of fighting where some places may need to be stilled. And I mean, it might even, we'll ask more and we'll get more of a story, you guys, but might even, yeah, you can tell it's still morning here, right? It might even be in more than one place, more than a few places. It could be a lot of places. We don't know yet. I'm going to allow more talking here. But if you look up fighting, literal physical fighting, is driving this new beginning with the earthly pleasures in directly above that, our daily life. So this is going to very much impact the way we live, right? Our physical journey, beginning something new happening there. And in our earthly pleasures section here on the earth plane, something new happening here. Because there are some things that have to end here, all right? And above that, we have the sun, which is a celebratory card. And again, that's 10, 11 plus 10, that's 21. That's 2 plus 1 is 3. So let's rejoice, even though it could get ugly, all right? So it looks to me like there may be an excuse to still us. And we've been told the military is the only way, and we might see some lockdowns or whatnot. It looks like the fighting may be the thing that stills us over money and ending the way things were done to humanity, right? Because with the 10 of Pentacles, you guys, you have the whole kit and caboodle there. You have little kids, you have the elderly, you have, the younger generations that bear children, grandparents, you have animals, and all over this card, it's the way we live. There's little drawings of castles and all sorts of things within this card, right? The way things are done at sea with the boats. And so there's a lot of endings here, the way things end on this earth plane. I would say they're talking to us right now possibly about What kind of money hurts people? The money that's in the hands of who? The people that make their money off the backs of who? So there's a lot of different things there. But um, here in America, we have people dying every day from drugs. So we have bad people dealing drugs. Every day, I can't even tell you how many funerals I've been to. Watching these kids get put in the ground that I watched grow up. It's really hard. It's really hard watching these kids die. And that's what's happening. And has been happening for a long period of time. So I would say that there's something new starting here, so that we're bringing in something new with the money. And we're ending the way it was done. What do these drug dealers do? They traffic human beings. They traffic children. There's the whole organ harvesting, and there's so many layers to what these organizations do. And it looks to me like we're going to start something new and end that. It's going to be very different, right? But in that, it's going to show the ugly. It could get ugly, and we may need to be stilled. There's going to have to be some work. It could get very ugly with the death card. But we're going to end the way things were being done, and we're going to celebrate that victoriously. This is all about joy. This is our children. It's magical. There's sunflowers. There's joy. There's warmth. It's a celebration to bring in this new. So I think they're talking to us about a literal war on drugs. So let's say the drug cartel. With everything that's heated up right now, and why would we have to be stilled? There's nothing here showing me anything like a virus or anything like that would come in and they'd try to pull this stilling with us again. What it's showing me is fighting and money and earth playing things and family, the whole kit and caboodle with the humanity card here, right? And we got to win this. So I'm just going to ask them. It looks like this to me. It looks like the universe wants to tell us that we may have a period of time incoming that we may look at some lockdowns in some areas because of the fighting on the streets. So I just want to see if I'm getting that correct. And it does look like it would have to do with how people are earning their money and changing that, ending that. And so to me, that looks like going against, the cartels that are trafficking humans and organ harvesting and murdering people, and putting drugs out there that inevitably kill a lot of people, and just all of that. So that's what it looks like to me, and I'm just going to ask for confirmation if I'm picking up what they're laying down. So it looks to me like we could be facing a stilling because of literal fighting. And to me, that looks like we could be, a stilling could be asking certain places to go on lockdown because of literal fighting, because it could get ugly and destructive, because we're ending some things, and it could get a little nasty to bring in the new, to bring in some new things here, literally in the way that we do things from on the day to day. So I'm just asking, am I getting what you're saying? Please and thank you. Am I picking up on the message correctly? Please and thank you. And then I'm going to let you tell more of a story. I just want to know if I'm getting it right so far. With one card, yes or no. So have I picked this up? Am I picking up the message correctly? Please and thank you. So I picked up a good portion of it. There's something more. And it's saying we've been praying for this. All right, so I'm going to let him talk off of this, and then I'm going to check to see how I'm doing. And then I'm going to let him talk off of this, because there's more to this that I haven't picked up on yet. So I don't have a lot of room. Let me move. I want you guys to see the cards. They're reminding us with this card. Okay, so let me explain this card to you and why I'm saying there's more. Did I do a good job picking up what they're putting down? Swords are always information, you guys. Okay, well, sorry about the glare. It's lightening up here, but it's a really foggy morning. So, am I picking up what they're putting down? Swords are always information. I've gotten a good portion of this, okay? So I've gotten 3 parts to what they want to say here. So what would it be? We're talking about fighting. So I've picked up the fighting. I've picked up the stilling, the work that creates balance here, right? And I've picked up on the money and the earthly pleasures and this stuff that's going on here. But there's a piece of information we haven't gotten yet that's still underneath me. So with the 7-card spread, they want to say a whole other piece of information. This is also a reminder of working to create balance, right? So there's a piece of information that I need to get to go with this, all right? And we have to remember that this is pretty much what we've all been praying for. So I'm going to let him talk downward from here. We'll double check to see if we get that 4th piece. Then we're going to let him continue to talk here, right? So that we get the whole story and can piece it all together. Okay, you guys, does that make sense? All right, so let me shuffle this. And get the story. I'm going to get it downward off of this piece of information that they want to bring forward to us, okay? And I think you'll be able to see it okay. Let's see. Let me shuffle them out so they can bring forward that next piece of information. One more, and we'll cut them 3 times, and we'll pull from the middle. We'll go down. Let's see. Trying to set it up so you can see it. All right, so there's something coming. There's something about to hit that's going to make people feel very emotional, you guys. So we're getting cups and we're getting the moon, and the moon has that water in it, discomfort, Remember, for me, when you see the moon is creating a waking up of people's intuition and shining a light on the darkness, because the night is dark, but when you have the full moon, it illuminates things, right? So the moon's able to reveal what happens in the dark. The moon ends and begins new cycles. Full moon ends cycles, okay? The new moon brings about a new cycle. The moon is illuminating the darkness, and it's getting people to take notice, and they're seeing things, and they're making a ruckus about it because the moon's creating a reveal. So much so that even the little lobster who lives down in the depths of the ocean can feel the commotion, okay? He can feel it. He's down in the water, so it's about feeling. He feels the commotion enough so that he comes up out of the water to see what the hell is going on. And lobsters live in the water, so this is very uncomfortable, okay? So the moon is creating a reveal to end something that's going to feel very uncomfortable for a lot of people that are doing what? Living in their emotions, being emotionally triggered, because the water represents emotion and the lobster lives in the water. So he's an emotional being, right? So it's going to make people very uncomfortable. People that are highly emotional and don't know how to control their emotions and step back and be discerning before they allow that emotional drive, people are going to be really uncomfortable. Something's going to rise up that reveals things. A surprise. With this 7 of Cups, you guys, it's like there is this shadow in the background that you might not see. And if you do see it, it's merely a shadow, like the illusionist, right? And they're playing with people's emotions. He's almost like a dark magician, right? So depending on the reading, it could mean somebody has addictions or whatever, but he's almost like a dark magician, okay? So he's back there, and this is all in cups. So there are things coming up that make people feel good, and there are things coming up that are not good, okay? And some that are just like, eh. But we have like this one particular cup that's full of prizes and jewels and gems. One particular cup that's full of prosperity. But then you have cups that reveal ugly things, right? So the snake, which could be poisonous, and the dragon, which could come after you, and someone's decapitated head, and an old creepy castle, right? And then you have this one cup where it's all about your safety and keeping you safe, because there's a handkerchief over that cup. And if you feel safe, right, you got to feel safe. So it's about feeling safe. It's about safety for me, because that handkerchief is outlined in red. And red represents our root chakra. And the root chakra, if it's healthy, is where you feel safe, courage, vitality, passion, all of those things. Now this is a 7, so it's very spiritual. It's a spiritually guided seek, right? So there are going to be things shown, sought after, shown, because with the 7, you're always going to be able to see it. There are going to be things shown that are very ugly. There are going to be things shown that aren't so bad, that are good, the good outcomes. But this is all about safety. They want us to know it's all about safety. And to get there, to feel safe, it's going to get real uncomfortable, you guys. And they're reiterating that this is going to be it's going to get uncomfortable. We're looking at days to come, which may be very uncomfortable, they're saying. And when you come down here, because that moon's going to reveal things, people are going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be based in safety and the information that we receive around our safety. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to get uncomfortable. People are going to be feeling a lot of stuff. People are going to be super uncomfortable. Some people are going to be super obnoxious. Some people are going to feel scared to death. It's going to get uncomfortable, okay? And all of this and this stilling is truly, they're saying, honestly, to keep us safe. So I know that there's a lot of people that will tell you everything's not real. That's not true. Anybody who's discerning and logical will step back and they can see there are very real events unfolding. And a lot of the narrative is manipulated to make you think it's one thing and you're not getting the full truth. So narratives, and some things can be completely faked completely. And other things can be really happening, but you're not getting the full truth. So they want us to know that with this, things could get, the reason why things are going to have to be stilled, it really is, it's going to have to be work that creates balance to keep us safe. It could get very uncomfortable in the days to come, is what they want you to know, I believe. And we come back down here and we have this 4 again. Look at all these 4s. Like, this is going to be literal work to keep your emotions in check. Even those of you that are awake and have been expecting something, you know, I always say be careful what we wish for, right? So it's going to take literal work to keep emotions in check. This really is all about keeping us safe. It's going to be super uncomfortable. There's going to be a lot going on in the 3D world, you guys, that's going to keep people very focused and distracted, probably very depressed, not feeling safe, and super uncomfortable is what we're getting for a message here. Because of this energy right here, the fighting. All right? So So what does that mean? That means that we need to go about, well, we're getting the heads up. We need to go about the business of keeping our emotions in check, being logical. When you first hear something, don't allow your emotions to drive you. The emotions come in and they throw us off kilter, okay? So step back, do the breathing, get yourself grounded, get yourself centered, and then look at it from a view of detachment. And that's really hard. First, we have to get our emotions in check. And that can be super difficult for empathic people because we take it on as if it's happening to us right now in the moment, or someone we love. We take that all on and we feel it as if it's all happening in front of us or happening to us. That's what happens to empaths. A lot of empaths, in the way that they operate, that's what happens. So stay, the minute the emotions start coming in and the feelings start coming in, step back, breathe, ground, get yourself through it, pull yourself together, and then try to detach from whatever it is that you're being told, and try to detach from the feelings as best as you can, and watch with discernment and make logical choices with these swords. Logical, from a place of logic, and do whatever you need to do to keep yourself safe, depending on where you're at. Because things are going to feel ungreat with this energy that's driving us. It's going to feel really depressing, maybe, because this guy's pretty depressed. He's so depressed that he can only focus on the 3D, and he misses what comes in from spirit and heaven. So he has some work to do to balance himself out, so that he's connecting to both the earth and the heavens, right? And so, yeah, it's not gonna feel very good, and it's gonna it's not gonna. Some people won't feel safe. They'll feel very uncomfortable and possibly depressed with news and things that come out. Could get a little scary, is what they're saying. In places, it could get a little scary, especially with this death here. So I guess maybe I didn't reiterate that enough. Death really comes up, and literal fighting in the physical could end up in death. And that's why there's going to be some work to happen to create some balance within these places, so that it can keep people safe. Because it really is a safety issue. And it's all about safety. So now am I getting the full picture there? And then I'm going to let you talk more from here. But I just want to make sure I'm getting it. Please and thank you. So I'm just going to shuffle and get one card. Have I relayed this information properly, to the best of my human abilities, as you would like me to relay it? Please and thank you. Have I done a good job in relaying that message there? Please and thank you. One more shuffle. We'll cut them 3 times. I'll pull out of the middle. Yes. With the king, I've given you that message. So it's gonna, in the days to come, it could feel very uncomfortable. It could feel, some people could get very down and depressed, very, very scared. They could feel unsafe, all depending on the information that we're given during this time of stilling. Does that make sense, you guys? So with that king, that's my yes, that I delivered the message to you. The secondary part of that king would be, the King of Wands is driven by fire, so very passionate, very fiery, and often the King of Rods represents our president, because he's very fiery, and he's not polished, right? But he's passionate and he's fiery. So secondary message with that would be, that this is being done. This is all coming from a place of leading with the highest and greatest good for all, because that's what the King of Wands does. And it may not come off as polished. Some people might even take offense to it, especially since how we're looking at all of these emotions here. But whatever action is being taken, it's done with the intention of the highest and greatest good for all. So the secondary piece of that message would be, if there is like a stilling, lockdowns or whatever that transpire, it's really being done for the highest and greatest good for all, you guys. So now, because I've gotten that piece of that out there for you guys and myself, not just for you guys, because these readings are for me too, right? It's just I speak, it's just the way I'm speaking, because I'm so accustomed to reading a personal reading for somebody, which really doesn't apply to me, right? So when I'm reading like this, I tend to use the yous and whatnot, but this is for me too. This is all information for all of us because we're reading world stage, doing readings like this. So it's not a personal reading, but I just have it's just what I'm in the habit. It's how I'm in the habit of speaking because I do so many personal readings. And in the morning when I do these readings for the channel, it's for us the world over, right? It's to whoever it applies to, which includes me. So for me personally, if I know it's going to start to feel really bad and people will be upset and not feeling safe and whatnot, I'm going to really be working on my emotions because I'm empathic and I take things on. So I've had to put a lot of time into, things can really throw me off because I feel every bit of it. You know what I mean? So I really have to pull myself out of all of this shit and step back and really get myself centered. And then I look at things. I really, really work to be detached. And if I come back in feeling emotional, I have to pull back out and steady myself. And it is work. It is for those of us that take it on and feel it all. It's a lot of work. So, but I'm going to know, I've got the warning that things are going to get super emotional. So I need to know that ahead of time. So I'm going to do things ahead of time, and maybe all of you guys will too. I'm just going to bump up, really just focusing on staying centered all day long, like trying to really keep myself focused on staying centered. Regardless of what I hear, pull myself back immediately, to work to get myself grounded and centered, and then very discerning and I'm really going to work to not let my emotions drive me. And we'll see what we hear. We'll see what plays out. And then of course, if it's about safety, where do you live? Would it make you feel better to do things in your own home, or property or whatever that made you feel more safe on this earth plane, right? What type of work do you have to do to create balance in your home and whatnot? Should you be one of the places that are stilled for a bit? So that's something that we all might want to think about a little bit. Okay. So, with all that being said, I don't want to run out of cards and I still want them to talk here. So I'm going to pull these back up because we've gone over all of that. And I'm going to shuffle those back in. And I'm going to move this back over so that it's a little closer to you folks. And so that you guys can see it a little better. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let them talk a little bit more straight off of this. Because you know how we get the story there too. So another sip of my coffee, you guys. And then I'm going to end it, okay? Because I think I've been on here nearly an hour. And, yeah, so then I'll end it. So, all right. Thank you so much for the information that you've given us so far. Now, I want to end this because I do have appointments and personal readings that I have to get ready for. So, so you guys heard me, right? Yes, you, my team. I do have to get ready for appointments, so we can't go on and on and on. But I do feel like there's more that can be said here, and I'll just pull a card to see if I'll ask. So what I'll do is I'll ask. With one card, give me a yes or a no. Is there more that you want to say here? Please and thank you. And if so, we'll lay out the the cards in a format. And, maybe you don't want to say more there. I don't know. So is there more that you would like to say with this story? Please and thank you. With one card, yes or no? Is there more that you would like to say off of this story? And we'll see what they say there. One more, and we're going to cut them 3 times. Pull from the middle. You can answer me a yes or a no. Is there more you'd like to say here? No. With that 5, that's a negative, so that would be the no. There's really not anything more that they need to say as far as this goes. That message would be full. The secondary piece of the message, though, because they gave me the negative with this 5, means that, again, it's another reiteration of human suffering, poverty, low vibration, vibrational, and all around just ungreat thing, okay? So they don't have anything more they need to say off of this story. That would be my no. But because they chose this card to give me my no, the secondary message with this is great change, chaos from the systems, you guys. And we do know that our governments are involved in the running of drugs and human trafficking and organ harvesting. Some of our government, not all of our government's bad. I don't believe everybody is. And I do believe at this point we have a lot of people that have joined forces, whether forced or happy to do it, trying to create this great change that's going on within our systems, right? But this is, again, that pentacle, so you got to think great change coming to these systems through chaos, and that's what this 5 is all about as well. This is our pentacles. That's how people make money off of human suffering, right? And we're talking about the infighting that will happen when these systems crumble, when these drug cartels and these drug dealers are having their money screwed up from their own particular system crumbling and ending the way they've done things to humanity. So great change taking place there in these systems, in these systems that have been creating this human suffering for humanity. And we could look at some stilling coming up, incoming. And it's not showing me, well, I guess you could say, some might argue that it's saying for everyone, that if you looked at the double meaning of this 10, it could mean for everyone. But I don't see that in the way that it's laying out. So what I will do before I get off here is I'll ask for yes or no. When there's a stilling, I'm not seeing that it will be every single place is stilled all at once, like a mass. I'm not seeing that here. Like with COVID, you guys, the whole world was locked down, right? And I'm not seeing it being that. Just because of these other cards that go with it. But let's just double check. I think what they're showing me is that certain places may go through a stilling. And this could happen. Like maybe a stilling happens in let's say one state or whatever, and then maybe then a stilling happens somewhere else, or maybe a stilling in this city for a bit and then another city for a bit. But I'm not seeing it being stilled planetary wide all at once, just because of these two cards, right? Because if you look at the Hanged Man there in the middle, that's stilling, and then you come up to the Ace of Wands, which only represents a new piece of the journey, but it's one. It's one. So I'm thinking one place at a time will kind of be like celebrating this stilling. So not everyone all at once. It's going to happen in increments where it needs to, is what I'm seeing. So I'm asking if I'm seeing that correctly, because I think we all want to know that too, I think. Please and thank you. So am I seeing this stilling correctly when I see that the stilling is happening in increments, one place and then another place maybe, but not everything all at once? Am I reading this correctly? Please and thank you. And I'll shuffle them one more time. So with one card, please and thank you. Have I seen that correctly? That if there's a stilling, that the stilling will happen one place and then another, wherever it needs to happen. Is that correct? Wherever it needs to happen. Please and thank you. Wherever the fighting kind of gets out of control, or wherever the fighting happens. Is that correct? Please and thank you. I got that correct. It's not going to be a worldwide thing, but there will be places where it needs to happen here and there that are going to be stilled. And I did get that correct, and I got it correct. They gave me another 5, you guys. So, great change coming, conquering these systems again. These are both systems cards. So, great change coming through this chaos. Yes, I got it correct. It's not going to be a worldwide thing all at once, like a massive stilling like it was with the COVID days. But it's going to happen in places as it needs to. And it really is all about the great change that's taking down the systems that lord power over the people. And they've reiterated this 3 times with this card. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal, and it's a good thing. So I hope that you, and remember, this is just what I'm getting, you guys. So take from it what you want, ditch the rest. That's how we do it. But this is what I'm getting, at least. And it looks like things are going to heat up. And so shit might pop off in particular places, and there will be a stilling in that place. And, you know, this is going to bring upon celebrations and brand new journeys and a brand new way of doing things. It's going to feel a lot better to all of the people. So this is a very good thing. It's a very positive reading, because there's a lot of happiness within this, moving out of this chaos and ending the way these systems create human suffering and lord power over people, and the things they do to the world and to people and to animals and to children and, you know, within the systems. So it's a big deal. And that's what I'm getting, at least. And I hope that you all found a little value in that. And yeah, until next time, you guys, I love you all. I hope that you all have a beautiful day. Stay high vibing. Remember to keep your emotions in check. And we'll see what happens in the days to come. And yeah, and when the person that's getting ready to do your glider does it, please let me know how you're enjoying that project as you go about it. I remember feeling like I wanted to just get it done long before I even started it. So the whole time I'm starting it, I'm like, oh, I dread that, and I just want it over with. It's not as bad as all that, but it is just, it did feel like more of a pain in my ass than some of the other pieces of furniture. So yeah, let me know how you feel about it and how it's coming along and what you do with yours when you get ready to do it. So anyway, you guys, yeah, stay high vibing, stay in love, stay balanced, keep our emotions in check. All of those things that we do to keep ourselves in a good place. And until next time, I will see you all. I hope that you got some value out of this. Take what resonates, toss the rest. That's what we do. And have an amazing day. Have a beautiful day, you guys. All right, I'll see ya. I love you all. Bye.